AITA for not attending my brother's wedding because his fiancée excluded my wife from the guest list. My brother Mark is getting married next month, and what should have been a joyous family event has turned into a nightmare. The issue? His fiancée Alice didn't invite my wife, Amy, to the wedding. Alice and Amy have never been close, but I wouldn't call them enemies either. However, Alice has always seemed a bit cold toward Amy. The tipping point was last year during a family vacation. Amy, who's naturally outgoing and bubbly, struck up conversations with everyone, including strangers at the resort. Alice, who's quieter and more reserved, seemed annoyed by this. After the trip, she told Mark that Amy was attention-seeking and accused her of making the vacation all about herself. I didn't think much of it at the time, chalking it up to personality differences. Fast forward to now, and Alice has made it clear she doesn't want Amy at her wedding. When I confronted Mark about it, he admitted it was Alice's decision and said he didn't want to push back because it's her day. He added that I should respect Alice's wishes and come to the wedding alone for the sake of family harmony. I was stunned. Amy and I have been married for 5 years. She's part of this family. Excluding her feels like a slap in the face, not just to her, but to me as well. When I told Mark I wouldn't attend without Amy, he accused me of being dramatic and trying to punish him for something out of his control. He said I was letting Amy's hurt feelings ruin his wedding day. Our parents are divided. My dad says I'm right to stand by my wife and that Mark and Alice are being unreasonable. My mom, on the other hand, thinks I should just keep the peace and attend the wedding because it's not worth destroying your relationship with your brother over one day. Amy has been deeply hurt by the whole ordeal. She feels disrespected and excluded, and told me she would never have done something like this if the roles were reversed. She's trying to be supportive of whatever decision I make, but I can tell she'd be devastated if I went to the wedding without her. It's put a strain on our marriage because she feels like I'm not standing up for her enough. At the same time, Mark is my only sibling, and I've always thought we were close. I know skipping his wedding will hurt him, and it could permanently damage our relationship. Part of me wonders if I should just swallow my pride and go for his sake. But another part of me feels like this isn't just about one day, it's about standing up for what's right. I don't want to ruin my brother's wedding, but I also don't want to betray my wife or compromise my values. So, AETA for refusing to go to my brother's wedding without Amy? This is a tough and emotional situation, but you're absolutely not in the wrong for standing by your wife. Marriage is a partnership, and your loyalty to your spouse is paramount, especially when she's being unfairly excluded. Your refusal to attend without Amy isn't about being dramatic. It's about setting boundaries and refusing to accept disrespect toward her, and, by extension, your marriage. Alice's decision to exclude Amy from the wedding is deeply problematic. Weddings are family events, and spouses are generally considered a package deal. By excluding Amy, Alice isn't just ignoring a social norm. She's sending a clear message that she doesn't respect your wife's place in the family. Mark's justification that it's her day doesn't excuse this behavior. A wedding is a significant event, but it doesn't grant anyone the right to be unkind or exclusionary. Your brother's response, calling you dramatic and accusing you of punishing him, shifts blame onto you instead of addressing the core issue, Alice's unfair treatment of Amy. Your stance isn't about punishing Mark. It's about refusing to condone behavior that's hurtful and divisive. It's clear that Amy is deeply hurt, and understandably so. If the roles were reversed, it sounds like she would never have done something similar to Alice. By standing with her, you're showing her that she's your priority and that you won't tolerate disrespect toward her. This will strengthen your marriage in the long run, even if it causes tension with your brother in the short term. On the other hand, your mom's perspective about keeping the peace is understandable, but it misses the bigger picture. Peace that comes at the expense of respect and fairness isn't true peace, it's avoidance. If you attend the wedding without Amy, it may preserve surface-level harmony, but it could damage your marriage and your own sense of integrity. In situations like this, it's worth asking, what would be worse, missing your brother's wedding or undermining your wife's trust in your values? From what you've described, the answer seems clear. You're not ruining your brother's wedding by refusing to attend without Amy. The responsibility for the conflict lies with Alice and, to some extent, Mark, for enabling her behavior. If they want you at the wedding, they need to respect your marriage. If they choose not to, that's on them, not you. Possible next steps. Communicate firmly but calmly. Let Mark know you love him and want to celebrate his wedding, but you can't in good conscience attend an event that excludes your wife. Frame it as a matter of principle, not drama. Seek mediation. If possible, involve a neutral third party, perhaps your dad or another trusted family member, to mediate a conversation between you, Mark, and Alice. Set boundaries. Make it clear that while you wish them well, you won't tolerate disrespect toward Amy, now or in the future. Ultimately, it's about doing what aligns with your values and respecting the person you chose to build your life with. You're standing up for your wife and your marriage, and that's nothing to feel guilty about.